Welcome to AlphaCars. My name is Dimitri and I'm so excited. I was waiting to do this video for a while and today is the day. We're checking out a 1990 BMW 535i. Very special car. Let's see why. Here it is, right in front of our AlphaCars facility in Boxborough. Before we're going to dive into this vehicle, let's just check what else we have around here. And this will be very quick, I'll promise you. We have parked in front of the showroom this 840 Ci, exceptional car that's coming up to the market very, very soon. And on our left, we actually have a 635 CSI, and we have a really nice Mercedes diesel. We have a Russian Lada Niva way back, and a lot of cool cars we have inside our showrooms. But let's get back to this E34 535. What is so special about this car? Well, number one, it's got just a little over 20,000 miles. Yes, 20,000 miles and impeccable ownership history that started its life in Japan. It's a left-hand steering vehicle and it has an 807 BMW build code, which is Japan version. And there are a lot of cool things about this car because it was built for Japan. As far as the options, let's get it out of the way. It actually has some very exciting simplicity. Usually we're all over the options, but on this car, we actually are enjoying the simplicity. Check this out. It's got the charcoal gray cloth interior. Yes, beautiful velour cloth interior, and trust me, we're going to spend more time on it. Automatic air conditioning, something that we're so used to here in the United States, but for European and Japanese market it is an option. And then as I mentioned, has 807 build code, Japan version, and it comes with gorgeous M steering wheel, a true M steering wheel in absolutely stunning original condition, as the whole car is. And then check this out. It has a very special feature, option code 498, and it's actually called headrests in the rear. And yes, if you were wondering, they are adjustable. So this car has this impressive, for the Japan version, set of options, and it does not have a sunroof, which is awesome because it's never going to leak, and we have this full rigidity of the BMW roof. So now that we got the options out of the way, let me show you some special features to do with the vehicle originality and to do with the fact that it only has 20,000 miles, and we're converting 33,000 kilometers to miles, and that's how we get to it. So let's actually look at the mileage just to confirm, and look at the keys. We have two keys and they're in excellent condition, consistent with the low mileage. So we're going to put the key in, and the lock feels super tight. Clicks nicely, and as you can see around, no scuff marks, so everything is consistent again with a low mileage vehicle. By the way, it's a hot day and the air conditioning works absolutely awesome. I'm going to lower the speed. So we are observing 33,920 kilometers. Let's check out the engine compartment. Let's get all these exciting points right out of the way. And you see how we open the hood, we pop it up and slide it forward a little bit, and then you lift it here. And what do we see here? Oh my God, check this out. Let's spend a few moments of silence, and I'm just going to show you this breathtaking original condition. It's almost like traveling back in time. Everything from hardware to the original clamps is just consistent how this car was built. All proper decals are present. And absolutely no rust anywhere on this automobile. And that is actually thanks to the something that's commonly done in Japan. A few imports that we brought over, without exception, we observed a really nice quality undercoating, and you can tell all those undercoatings were applied on the vehicles when they were in pretty much new or close to new condition. And this car is no exception. This undercoating was applied, and it's not anything heavy like sometimes we see here in the United States. It's more of a actually thin and staying flexible type of undercoating. So this was done on this car, and because of that, the underbody is very, very well preserved. As far as the engine compartment, as you can see, it is quite impressive. As you can see from this fitting, we did the conversion to the R134, so the air conditioning system functions nicely. It's very, very cold on this hot day. Cold air from the air conditioning, and you don't have to worry about old R12. We have made significant and substantial improvement to the already impressive and exciting vehicle. I'll mention a few, but please visit our website. Go to alphacars.com and check out the listing for this vehicle, because we have taken it very seriously to provide information about the car. You can go to alphacars.com, and certainly if you have any questions, you can give us a call at 978-263-9000. And yes, we're looking at the front of the vehicle and check out how impeccable everything is. There's something else we noticed in Japan. When those guys do paint work, and they're not shy, they just do it, and they do it on a very serious note. Like this car has been completely refinished. We checked using the paint meter and confirmed there were no accidents. There's no body filler, and it was just a cosmetic refinish. And I will tell you, it's beautifully done, from the quality of the metallic and metallic base coat distribution, fit, and the texture of the clear coat is actually, I'm not sure if you can see it with the camera, but the texture of the clear coat is actually consistent with factory. You can see the same texture, and it is consistent from panel to panel on this car. So it's beautifully done. There are a couple of minor imperfections. This is probably the worst one. There was a chip here that was touched up, and it's probably the worst one. Other than that, the car is close to perfect condition. And it's not just the paint, which is stunning and gorgeous. It is also the condition of the lenses. It is the condition of the nameplates. It is the condition of the moldings, including the perimeter moldings on the back glass, on the windshield, I'm not sure if it's anodized aluminum or if it's polished aluminum, if it's treated with anything, but it is a pretty special finish that with time gets often stained or faded. On this car, it is impeccable. And check out the molding around the windshield. The windshield is original. You can see the BMW logo right here. The condition of the cowl panel is simply like new, impeccable. And everything is proper, as I mentioned, from the clamps down to all major parts. There is one part which is not original. This car is fitted with a slightly modern radio, which I enjoyed because I drove this car for a couple of weeks, and I love the radio. It has the modern Bluetooth integration, but the original BMW radio is present and it comes with the vehicle. So let's open the trunk. Here is the set of H&R springs that previous owner purchased for the vehicle just in case, but did not install. And they're right here, front and rear, in case next owner would like to do that. But he got them, but decided to keep the car from the spring standpoint original. Also, he got a set of 4 shocks, and we actually installed the front ones because they're adjustable. Check those out. Well, first you get a little to adjust, you have to use this little thing, Coney, and these are great. I had them on several vehicles, and you can actually just put that thing right here, and you can tune it on the go. These are preset for just a little bit more firmness compared to the factory, but again, you can easily readjust them in a matter of a minute. We're gonna put this back here, and by the way, we do have the radio remote, which works great, and there are also 2 little inserts to remove and install the radio. Okay, now back to the trunk. So we do have, these are brand new Coney rear shocks. We have H&R springs. We already mentioned the Japanese market rear license plate bracket, and look at the quality of this part. And yes, here is the original radio with the anti-theft radio code. So let's make our way under the trunk floor. We have this cross-stitch padded mat. Let's remove that. We have another mat. Oh no, it's not a mat. It is actually the floor. And then we do have the original BMW rim with, looks like probably the original P600 Pirelli tire. And yes, it has, it holds air, so it could be used as a spare for sure. And then there is the sound deadening pad. Look at that. I actually have not seen this on US market vehicles, so this is nice. And we have the set of books, which we can quickly review. Here it is. It's pretty much everything that came with the vehicle. It's all there. And even the radio that I was enjoying, there's a book for that. So that's all good. So we put all the goodies back in the trunk. And let's check out what we have in the toolkit. And look at this label we all know, but here on this car, it's got some Japanese writing. Pretty cool. Okay, we do have a complete tool set, and it's in great condition, so no worries here. And while we are still in this area, we'll check out the hinges, the hardware, the perimeter of the underside of the trunk lid. Yeah, all the hardware is intact. Oops, here it is. Intact, no wrench marks. The jambs are in excellent condition. Oops, here it is. Of course, no signs of any accidents. This car is 100% accident free, and you can look at the description on our website, and we have the paint meter readings, which are consistent for the vehicle that just has the cosmetic paint work, that you will see a little bit higher paint readings on the hood, which is normal because hoods usually you put extra coats of the sealer primer, so hoods and fenders, because they're exposed to chips. There's something else exciting going on here in the back. First of all, we check out the compartment that is usually hard to see, but when you open the trunk you can see it. So those are the lenses for the license plate. You can see they lined up beautifully. The lenses for the tail lights on the inside that are located on the trunk lid in great condition. And then we also have an awesome accessory. It's a period correct, and I've seen them. I haven't seen them up close, but if we look at this name of this accessory, it's hard to read, but maybe we can make it after we get through with the video. But it is a very nice accessory, matches beautifully with the tail lights, and as you can see, the car looks really, really nice, and it's also easy to uninstall if you ever wanted to. And since we're here in the back, again, I cannot compliment the specialists in Japan, cannot compliment enough specialists in Japan that did this beautiful, gorgeous paint work. I don't even know how much it would be to do something like this here. Very, very few shops can get on this level to produce this kind of quality. When I say quality, it's like it's properly done. In other words, it just, the metallic distribution, the edges, if you look at the edges of this paint work, everything is done just properly, nicely. There are no obvious tape lines, and the transitions from the outside to inside are virtually invisible. And of course, as you can see on the inside, the door jambs, they're all original, impeccable condition, consistent with ultra low mileage vehicle, which this is. And I guess we're slowly transitioning to the interior. We still have a few gorgeous points to touch on the exterior, which are the rims. One of my favorites on this car, the AC Schnitzer Deep Dish Polished Lip rim. Nice, very nice. But here we are looking at the dashboard, which is impeccable. Not a one single bubble and not a one single crack. Just beautiful. The condition of the seat velour is impeccable. The seat has consistent firmness throughout, which speaks for the nice condition of the pads inside. And I love these velour seats. I didn't think I would, but I do, because they just, like, I was taking an exit a little quicker and your body starts to lean, and normally you'd be sliding in the seat, but these are very kind of sticky. It just it doesn't let you slide. Okay, these are our state compliance pieces of paper that we usually keep on the windows. So we have power window switches, and we're going to look at the instrument cluster from here, which is absolutely immaculate. As you can see, the shifter has no wear marks. The parking brake handle leather on it is impeccable. The boot is very, very nice. What else on the interior? The headliner is just perfect. Really, no issues, no concerns, no sunroof. Because sunroof could very quickly become a concern, especially in the older vehicle. Yeah, we'll get it started. On the driver's side, again, we're going to look at the door jambs, bottom of the doors, and look at the alignment of the trim. Nice line. Door pockets, nice and clean. Some kind of fancy divider. I guess it can be removed, but actually someone made it. It's a good idea. Okay, carpets are very, very nice. And let me see. Okay, back door jamb. I guess there is one spot here I'm going to point out. No, it's just dirt. Someone said here after we cleaned the car. I thought it was some kind of a permanent mark, but it wasn't, so that's all good. Yeah, very few imperfections. I mentioned that chip on the door. Here it is. Once again, yeah, comparatively speaking, this is the size of it, and from the distance, it's not really noticeable. Well, before we close the engine, we can start it. It's going to be a cold start. This engine is absolutely cold, so we're going to give it a start. Yeah, I can't get over the condition of the leather on the steering wheel. It is just simply impeccable. Here's the key, and we do have two keys. This is one of them that I'll be using to start the car. We have full tank of gas, which is on this vehicle is measured in liters, 80 liters. We are showing still cold engine temperature. The RPMs are stable, probably about 850. We're not showing any speed because we're not in motion. Gorgeous 3.5 liter inline six. This is probably the engine that made the BMW famous. So, and this one sounds really nice. And you would expect that from the vehicle with only 20,000 miles. So we're going to close the hood, and to close the hood, all you do, you lower it like this. No slamming, just lower it gently, and then you place your hand here and you push the hood forward and downwards. And there it is. It's actually a very nice, almost a rewarding feeling to close the hood on the BMW E34. So what else is rewarding on this vehicle? Of course, the ultimate driving machine and the experience associated with driving it. It is unbelievable. This car is, again, something that I would say modern BMWs don't have, this car has. I'm not sure how to describe it. You'd have to drive it and you would walk out of this car and be like, oh my God, why the new BMWs are not doing this? And this is still a good size sedan, luxury sedan. So we're checking this out, looking at these gorgeous, impeccable condition AC Schnitzer dip dish polished lip rim. So we have more details on them on the website. These are not cheap and they are in awesome condition. So let's take a look from the vehicle from different angles. And you're looking at a brand new muffler. We actually ordered it, installed it, and it sounds great, it looks great, and it's brand new. We've done a lot of other things to this vehicle that add value to, right now, as we're offering this car for sale. They also will make the ownership of the vehicle just truly pleasant. Again, we service these cars for many years. We've been in business for 32 years, so we've serviced these cars when people drove them like, yeah, it's a nice car, but it's not an unusual car. There were a lot of them on the road. 525, 535. Later we've seen some E34 530s, 540s, and those had some challenges with engine blocks. But the 535 was almost the most desirable, just truly want to get car. So with this car, we've done those things that we know these cars need. Even if it isn't broken now, which many of the things were replaced, have not failed. But we knew, though the mileage is low, this is something that would need to be done, especially since the vehicle has not been driven. So we've driven the vehicle, I drove it, and I worked with our technician to put together a list of items that, if it was my car, what would I do? And we did exactly that. So we put new valve cover gasket, and as we did that, we went through all the crankcase ventilation hoses, also known as breather hoses. When we did that, we put new camshaft cover gaskets in the back. We actually put a new idler control valve. We found a new one that was available, and we actually put that in. We put new engine oil pan gasket because it started to seep after a couple hundred miles of driving. It was not an active leak, but definitely wet, so we replaced that. The transmission pan gasket did not leak, but we took care of the transmission service fluid, and we put new transmission pan gasket. Something common on these cars that we addressed: oil pressure sender, inexpensive, but we took care of that. Rear pitot arms, you'll see them on our underbody video. Something common. And of course, we put new oil filter. We put all new brakes. We put new brake pads and rotors, front and rear. Let's take a peek at those. And while at it, we cleaned the calipers and refinished them. Now we use the black paint because they were already covered with some of that undercoating. So we cleaned that, and it was easier to apply a new black paint over it. Ideally, I'd want to see them anodized like they were when they were new. But this is still a great looking caliper on a brand new rotors and pads. And of course, we did the brake fluid flush. And how can you not notice that? Brand new set of Continental tires that look phenomenal on these gorgeous rims. And these tires are great. They're excellent highway tire. They're excellent all-season tire. As I mentioned, we put a new rear muffler. And we replaced a lot of body moldings and trim, not the aluminum ones, but we did install new these plastic handles and gaskets. We actually put them new, and we replaced some of the moldings on the bottom just because they were getting a little warped, so we took care of that. And of course it paid off because we have a stunning looking vehicle. All of that this car deserved because of the low mileage and just truly impeccable overall condition. The new Connie shocks were installed. We have done, even though the paint was gorgeous, but still it hasn't been worked on for a while, so we have done an extensive amount of paint correction, and that's why this car is what we call museum quality shine. This car is stunning. You don't want to walk away from this car. It's that nice. What else did we do? We did a good amount of underbody detailing. It was nice, but we made it impeccable. There were a couple of small dings. We invited our favorite paintless dent removal technician who took care of that. And then I showed you the engine compartment. It was clean, but we gave it a nice detailing to bring out the shine. And then the interior was properly detailed, and then all the vehicle exterior details, they were done and detailed after the paint correction. And as a result, we have this one-of-a-kind, probably one of the nicest E34 535i's you're gonna find on the market now or in the future. I don't even know what future brings us from the standpoint of availability of such vehicles. And so we highly recommend for anyone who was ever interested in getting one of these cars to check out this beauty, because it is so special. We recognize the uniqueness of this vehicle and what it has to offer. We enhance the value by substantial level of improvements, and now we have this gorgeous vehicle that we're enjoying. I drive it from time to time, my co-workers do, and then we clean it, we put it in the showroom, and it's such a treat. Of course, we can take out a nice Porsche Cayenne, Mercedes S-Class, SL 400, SL 550, SL 555. We have all those at our disposal. And guess what? Everybody wants to drive this car. So why don't we treat you to a little test drive? We're going to take this out together, take it for a spin just around the block. So let's check it out.